Hey guys, how y'all doing out there? It's the Magic Hour. Happy Monday. I hope you're having a great week so far. I know that I am. Hey, good to see ya. Hi, Virtue. Hope your week is off to a good start. So, we're gonna continue playing through Disco Elysium tonight. And regular viewers of this channel will notice that there have been a few little updates to some cosmetic features of the stream, so I hope that you enjoy that. Alright, now as always, we need to link up our extension, right, with Twitch. And this is something that you have to do manually every time that you want to stream with this, so let me go ahead and grab that. You love the extra credit points, huh? Glad to hear it. And you'll notice that I've updated a few different things like the rewards for stuff and little icons here and there. Also, some of the sound effects have been updated. Yeah. Hey, thanks so much. I appreciate it. All right, so I'm just getting the code. Here's the code. We've got it connected. All right, and this should allow you guys to vote on some of the decisions we have to make here. Also allows you to look at things like the character sheet, and the questline list as well, right? So you can really see a lot of the stuff that we're working on from your side. Now, my understanding is it works best if you are on like a desktop view of Twitch. It doesn't work so great on mobile, is what I've been told. But anyway, you want to vote on some of these things, I guess get on a desktop computer or a laptop and go to the web-based Twitch. All right, so let's turn that music back up. Gosh, it's so good. I love everything about this game. So let's go ahead and continue where we left off. You let me know if the music is too loud. All right, so the last time that we left off, just to remind you, we were having a dream, right? And we're in a place that looks like Revachol, but must not be Revachol somehow, right? Okay. Well, let's look around. We still have our plastic bag in our dream, and our flashlight, so that's great. There's some sort of liquid on the ground. Is it oil? Doesn't really look like there's much to interact with. Oh, hey! It's a body in the tree and it looks kind of like us. And it's hanging from a disco ball. I have the feeling we're in for some symbolism. Alright.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
What is this?
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
I remember nothing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
You said, who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
Tell me what this is. I'm not answering before you tell me who you are.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
I left.
Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The pale and the Isolus. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history.
It's freaking me out, man.
You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
Talked to you before.
No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
Oh, I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
Trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type?
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before.
Oh no.
Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too.
Oh,
So
no.
soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
Oh no.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Oh. This game sure has a way with words. Whoever wrote the dialogue and the narration, I tip my hat to you. All right. We're waking up. Oh, we have a thought.
Good going, buddy.
Oh my god, what the hell was that?
Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
Hell's going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more.
Ah, some amphetamine, huh?
You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline.
Wait, what is speed?
Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor?
Yeah, fair enough.
It's power, man. It's professionalism. It makes you feel like you're young again and ready to detect. Ready to go to war against the world.
Hey, Firewalk with Ennui. Oh, I love that name. Oh, man. Making me think about Twin Peaks. It is detective time, that's right. So we're on the case. It's day 2 in Disco Elysium. We just woke up and we have a terrible hangover. We're doing the best that we can to resist temptation to indulge in vices, but you know, our guy, he's kind of into that, so I'm gonna need to get more of it then. Detecting is my life.
Of course, Martinaise is speed central. You just gotta poke around, follow your nose.
Yeah.
You and Speed will be happy again. You will make her come home. This time, it will be different.
Every sign is pointed to you watching it, really? It's meant to be then, right?
The bed is still cold from the broken window.
Oh.
And not too inviting.
No.
But it's yours. You've earned it.
No time for sleep yet. I was just wondering if there was anything contained in the bed, any objects that we needed to take with us, perhaps. Let's get out of here. In our room. Close this. Yeah, I've watched through Twin Peaks many times over the years. It's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. The recent follow-up season, though, I've only had a chance to watch through it once, but I thought it was pretty good. It's hard for things to stand up to, you know, nostalgia, though. So having a follow-up decades later, it's so hard to have reality match what you've built up in your mind, you know? Hey, this room is finally open. Oh, and Kim has something to say to us. Well, we'll have to talk to Kim. It's our partner in anti-crime. Good morning.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
What do you mean, rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinaise isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. The men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
What's wrong with an occasional beer for breakfast? Under the right circumstances. Alright. Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
Alright. Why do we need to talk to him?
Everything points to the dock workers' union. The belt used for hanging him, the circumstances in Martinaise, my preliminary information.
Yeah? Well,
Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
there's so many of them. Maybe we should call in reinforcements?
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders' Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Wow.
He's not exaggerating about that mortal danger. Just calmly factoring it in. Your fists clench and your pulse rises uncomfortably.
Let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
All right. So we could talk to them. We don't have to. Hey, our friend Lena is here.
Just a moment.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
Hey, what's wrong, Lena?
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Ooh. Good day, ma'am. Everything all right?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
Oh.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
What's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Oh, well, maybe he doesn't know what's wrong with it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask
Ah.
God, maybe.
Okay.
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them.
Her husband and Gary are missing.
I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
Okay.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
But you have more important things to worry about.
This expedition your husband was on.
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect.
Ah, so they're entomologists, right? Well, this says her name implies that he's a cryptozoologist, but
But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
I wonder if Morel and Gary are trying to find empirical evidence of Bigfoot or whatever.
The waterlock, that was broken. Could this be it?
Ah, the water lock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
Probably just some technical problem.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
Well, that's good.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Absolutely.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
If I see him, I'll let him know you're here, when or if I get there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Huh. So your husband's some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
Well, I'll say that if if he's a zoologist who, as a hobby, goes out and tries to find empirical evidence of Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster and all that. I don't see any problem with that. I don't see any problem with investigating whether there is evidence. Just fabricating evidence is where I have a big problem.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
Real research, huh? Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What's he look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
Let's try again. If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
All right.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, just in case.
All right. How long you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How'd the two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
All right. Think I have all the information I need. Let's move on.
I hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband's looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
That's exactly what you should do.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Oh, yeah. Here comes the interesting.
Yeah.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insular Indian coast. Hence its name, the Insular Indian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us officers.
Be pretty cool if we discover or co-discover this phasmid.
There's a touch of awe in the way she enunciated the creature's name.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
Not made up, Kim.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you.
See?
It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think it's around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
Huh.
Interesting. Maybe the phasmid made the teenagers make out.
Maybe the phasmid made them make out?
I doubt it. It's not like teenagers need much encouragement in that regard.
She's right. So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have?
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insular Indian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
Seem really excited about this cryptid.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
That is true. So, is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
They get into it for the women. I'm just kidding. Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years, centuries even.
Ah, okay. So what's so special about the stick bug then?
Oh dear, I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
All right, well, I do want her to tell us more about cryptids. We only have a 42% chance at being successful here. So let's go ahead and back out of this for now. And I see we have a skill point, so I'm going to go ahead and put a point into suggestion. Level this up. Let's save. And let's give it a shot, huh?
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
All right. Tell me about cryptids.
You're an enthusiastic idiot.
Oh, man. No. I am an enthusiastic idiot. That is true. That's actually a really good description for me. I like that.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
All right, let's try it again.
There's really no
Nice.
point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work.
Very
Go on and
good.
ask.
Okay, well, then I will. Hey, Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you'd studied. Could you just tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Come on, Kim. You're no fun. Cryptid extravaganza? I like the sound of that.
And I don't. Just one.
Okay. Well, we can only ask one question, so I guess this would be an excellent time to put this to a vote. Let me go ahead and ask, what do you think I ought to ask? What's the biggest cryptid? The tiniest cryptid? What's the most dangerous cryptid? Are there any invisible cryptids? This has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else. Let's back out of this whole situation. Hard to say. I'm going to go ahead and say, how about, are there any invisible cryptids?
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
Oh,
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them.
you're right, Kim. It is childish, but I need to know. Shush, Kim. She's going to tell me about the invisible cryptid. What is it? Oh, let's shush him.
It's the Col de Mama d'Aqua. Its name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
Afraid of us. The Col du Mama d'Aqua, huh? What's it sound like?
Like nothing, it's such a high-pitched sound that us humans can't hear it, nor can other animals. It could be ringing right outside your window and you wouldn't even know it. Could be anywhere. Everywhere, even.
Huh.
Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be a sound?
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
Could it be here? Right now?
It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
Okay.
Maybe it's predatory.
What if it's predatory?
It's not. Don't worry. If it were predatory, we would have found it by the damage it inflicts.
I wouldn't be so sure. What if the damage is also invisible?
What evidence is there of this animal being a sound?
Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 20s, a group of areopagite ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing. When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds. The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest pitched bat calls.
Wow.
They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Coldamamadaqua, after the Paracanassian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
Wow.
They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them.
Name them?
Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mamadaqua they followed individually.
Why is the Mamadaqua so afraid of us?
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction.
Oh, extinction?
They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mamadaquas. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear?
Cancel each other out?
Exactly. And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
Oops.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Coldamamadaqua population anywhere.
Of course, a common thread in these. Disappearance and unfalsifiability. I like the story, though, ma'am.
I'm glad you did, dear.
Interesting. What about...
What about what?
Let's ask about something else. How about what's the tiniest cryptid?
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
But Kim, don't you want to hear about another cryptid too?
The lieutenant pauses, thoughtfully.
Of course he does. Come on.
Ah, fuck it. Let's have more cryptids.
That's right.
Well, the smallest cryptid is the Cryobacter catlensis, a unicellular bacterium. It was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Katla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago.
What's so special about it?
The bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded history.
Really? Since from before recorded history.
Mijanou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study. No doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
Wait, she injected herself with it?
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
It's actually a little hard to see. But do go on.
You mean there's an immortal geologist wandering the world? I don't understand. Why would you prolong your life? Being alive is terrible. I intend to live forever, too, as a symbol. She was preparing for the end times. She wanted to witness and record the twilight proceedings. Immortal bacteria, immortal geologist. That's too wild. She was preparing for the end times.
Mm-hmm. Miss Janu did talk about the end of the world a great deal before her abrupt departure.
Ah.
Everyone thought the bacteria had driven her mad, but she really was a brilliant woman. Maybe the Cryobacter catlensis allowed her to see something no one else could.
Interesting. Alright, what's the most dangerous cryptid?
The gnome of Jeroma.
The gnome of Jeroma! That sounds terrifying.
Oh, yes. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
What did this cryptid look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and a gangly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it.
Oh.
It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
Whoa.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks?
Right.
Confirming the existence of this very little species.
Exactly.
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
Yeah. Okay, what's the biggest cryptid?
That would be the giant of Kokonur. The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
Strange light, huh?
Mirage or a psychogenous luminance.
Huh. How big is it?
No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
Is it dangerous?
The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable.
Hui. No animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur Desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Great. This is great shit. You need more.
This has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else.
Of course, dear.
Ooh, I'd like to hear about more cryptids.
You know, to hell with it. Let's have more cryptids.
Of course, officers. Is there a particular cryptid you two are interested in learning about?
Well, we already talked about them all, unfortunately.
Of course, dear.
All right, well, you've been super helpful. Thank you so much. All right, should we talk to guards?
Can I help you?
About my bill for tonight.
Got the 20 real?
Yeah, 20 real for the night.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
How could
Alrighty.
anyone forget, asshole?
Thanks a lot. Goodbye. Yeah, I do have that giant novelty check. I guess I should cash that, right? Pay you some money. Give me that money. I'll be taking this 50 cents. Anything down here? A bowl with spit in it reeking of tobacco. I see. Hawthorn bushes outside. Photos of men in overalls toting guns and Union placards. Alright, well there's a few folks here that we might want to talk to. Anything else to look at here? No. Let's go outside. Ooh, we have a thought.
Was that? Could it be the Col de Mama d'Aqua? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear.
Is it? Is there a ringing?
There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear. There it is again. You're about to rediscover a long-lost species. It must be very close. Maybe, just maybe, it will come toward you. Keep still. It might perch on your shoulder. What are you doing? You're a police officer, not a pansy ornithologist. The only birds you should be looking for are healthy women of childbearing age.
Hold still and hope the bird comes to perch on our shoulder.
Oh no. The sound. It's moving away. Somewhere over there. Go after it.
Oh.
No. Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the streets.
No, come back, please.
Keep your ears peeled, then. If the species really has migrated to Martinaise, you're sure to hear it again.
Ooh. We definitely gotta see if that's a real thing or not, the Col de Mama d'Aqua. Okay. Got a lot of thoughts in our thought cabinet. Okay. Now, I think the corpse is still out here, right? Who knows there?
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Ooh, field autopsy time, right? First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Actually, it appears I've forgotten what a field autopsy is.
Fine. It's a 3-part form to be filled out on the scene by the detectives responsible. One takes note, the other dictates. The goal is to establish cause of death.
Do we need a scalpel for it?
A scalpel is not always required. I hope this is one of those cases. Latex gloves are, however.
Alright, well I'm wearing gloves, so let's get in there.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
Alright.
I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes?
Where should I take these notes? In my paperwork?
Yes, you see, the field autopsy form is the one on red copier paper.
Alright, let's get the field autopsy form.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
1. Assistant.
That's you.
I could write Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. I'm gonna write Harry Dubois.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
Coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.0815. Next.
Name.
NA. Next.
Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook. Teeming with opportunistic microorganisms, letting out a foul-smelling diamine compound. Your eyes turn watery.
Race.
Mondial.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Male.
Pigs can have sex.
We could write that. All right. We can write all of that.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Lividity pointed to a lynching.
Then again, the right lividity is easy to produce if you know what you're doing.
It's
Your
true.
central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbat puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide. The other, an accident. The small one. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
External examination. Summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
When am I gonna get him?
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
Oh, okay. We'll be a little sneaky. Let's omit the boots.
Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
Hey, thank you so much for the 5 bits, Virtue. I appreciate it.
The spine is bent more than the lieutenant compensated for. This buster's actual height is about 1.85. And no, you could not take him straight on.
I'm gonna write 1.85 meters, Lieutenant.
Of course, I undercompensated. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Touch the corpse's hair before moving on?
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet.
Stroke his hair gently.
The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove, like thread off a rag doll's head.
Pet the corpse.
There must be brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil.
Write it down, adding the brilliantine.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
It's true.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
Okay. Write that
Ligature
down.
mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the bell so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Oh yeah, I'm prepared.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Good thing we got these chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the bell to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Ooh. Alright, here goes nothing. Let's look for a good spot to cut first.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there, steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
Ooh, hopefully that helped us. Oh yeah, 97% chance of success here. Alright, I'm crossing my fingers.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
Alright, let's press down.
Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Alright, let's write it down. We could inspect the genitals.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
This is the body of a soldier, a mercenary.
We have last item, hands.
All right. Let's look at the hand.
His flesh is cold, icy.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name?
My name is...
I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo de Cappadocia?
Pleasure's all mine. Tell me, are you a temple of pain and a stranger to tenderness?
You get me, Kobo. I feel like you were once for tenderness and kisses yourself, but then shit went south and now you're ahead of even me on the pain front. We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Hey, Carito, how you doing? Good to see ya. All right, were we expecting any? Yeah, I would expect struggling because they strung this guy up, but there's no injuries to his hands, and you would expect, you know, him to be trying to get the ligature off of his neck, right? So, obviously.
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Okay, let's write it down.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Internal examination, summary.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
You don't even have a joke.
Nope.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Ew.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
All right.
Respiratory system.
He's really doing it. The dead man's teeth cut into his gloved hands.
Whoa.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
All right, let's take a look.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his. No, you don't. You can keep it in.
Yeah.
You can keep anything in.
We're good. Let's look deeper inside.
You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes is concentration. Through it, you see nothing but darkness. More meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Okay.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
All right, writing it down.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Why, don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
I don't think so.
Neither am I.
And that's it?
That's it.
All right.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Okay.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Keep the voila.
What's next on the list?
All right, description of injuries, summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Okay, bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
Alright, let's write that.
And your opinion, officer?
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Alright, write that down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Alright, this is also non-fatal post-mortem.
Right. Next.
And the ligature mark. This is finishing the autopsy. What's the 4th injury field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
Alright, I like the way you think, Kim.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Wow, he must have been knocked out or something.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush. What was that about no clawing around the neck? You'd be clawing for your life.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this, right? Because if he was alive, he would be trying to get himself out of this noose. I'm gonna put non-fatal post-mortem.
A column of cold air encircles you, rising slowly upward in the shape of a courtyard, bordered by cracked plaster, windows, seagulls perched on air conditioning units. A small green enclosure in the middle of a corral of tenements, Cape-side apartments, whirling in rags, and the fortress wall of Terminal B. Above it, a thin blanket of coastal stratus clouds. Higher yet, coalition airships guard over the 21 cordons of the zone of control. The air is crisscrossed with radio transmissions. The hair on your neck rises.
Was I right?
You will.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
I'm serious, I don't think this was the injury that killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
Hey, so what's new? Well, I updated my outfit, my look here. So I got this headset here. I have sort of a different coat and sweater. I'm trying to match Harry here, our protagonist. And I got my nails painted. I got a few little new things going on. What's new with you? I made myself look prettier. Well, prettier is an opinion. If you think I look prettier, I'll take it. I'll take any compliments I get. Let's see. Why don't you think it was fatal? Why didn't he claw at his neck when they hanged him? And why did they not tie his hands? A big man like this is dangerous.
Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrists. That part got blurry for me. The stench. But you are right. There should be signs of struggle. Let's leave the cause of death empty for the time being.
Alright. Just chilling? Keep trying to do math and questioning yourself. What kind of math are you trying to do?
Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
Alright, first, how'd it go?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death. which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success.
Addition, huh? Yeah, you know what? I do a lot of math for work, and even I like to use a calculator when I'm doing simple math, just to be sure. Due to a game, you get like 3 tokens, and what you're saving for may or may not come out in 3 days. Ah. I see. Is it a token for some kind of gear? Like equipment? Every day's 3 tokens, comes up to 9. For a robot! Oh, that sounds awesome! Oh, cool. Is it like gear, or is it like a mount? You may or may not get 5 or 10 depending on the levels gained. That's really cool. That's cool. Is there a way to earn more tokens, or is it just you earn 3 no matter what every day?
We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
It's based on luck. Ah, some good old RNG. Perhaps a drink is in order? Later, I mean.
Now, you see, that worries me. You will die if you drink. You know that, don't you? You are proving a useful detective. The organization would miss you.
What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
Here you go, Kim.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse.
Oh, so you get 3 for sure, but on a rare occasion, you might get 3 more? Oh, gosh. Yeah, you're getting really close. So you've been saving up for a few months then, right? Yeah. Run the numbers on this. You're at 173. That'd be an average of, what, a little over 57 days? Some money went into it. Oh, can you buy luck? Yeah. Well, 195 minus 173, you're looking at 22. You can't buy your luck, huh? Yeah, that's a little more than 7 days, right? Gosh, I really want to give this a shot. Try it one more time. I want him to take it away. Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
At the autopsy, you said you'd have ancient mysteries.
Oh yes, Kobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth. Tracks and wakes and waterways. Ancient materials buried.
Yeah, but to where, brother?
Just a small gulp away. My beloved Kobo. A small gulp away.
Alright, enough.
Come back later, Kobo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also see me in your dreams.
Wow. Okay, so perception is the stat we need to maximize here. Let's go ahead and save our game real quick. Alright. Where are we at? Oh, here we are. Perception. So, go ahead and put our skill point that we have into this. Let's save that. And then let's look at our gear real quick. Now, our clothes. We have something that's taking away from our perception. Is it? Where is the... Here we are, these sunglasses. Let's get rid of these. Are any of these going to be helpful? Let's use these office shades for now. And then do any of these items give us more perception for some reason? No. Doesn't look like it. Alright, so let's get out of this. Have anything else we could be using right now? I feel like we need to get some cigarettes or something. Here we go. Let's go ahead and swap out our flashlight for these cigarettes. And let's go ahead and have a cigarette. Can we? How do we do it? How do we do it? I forget exactly how you do it. We've enabled the use of it. We are holding it. We have 3 charges of it. You can't interact with it. There's no, like, button to press. Let me put away the bag for a minute. Alright, let's look at the controls here. Belt movement. Thought. Well, maybe I can't. Maybe I can't use it for some reason. Well, what use are these cigarettes if I can't smoke them? Alright, fine. Fine. I'll hang on to them just in case I can use them later. Alright, hopefully we can roll for this now.
The man is decomposing visibly now. Every hour, he looks less like a creature and more like a pile of intestines.
Yikes.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Okay. Let's search the body one more time. Thoroughly.
Your arm reaches out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
What is this? Did I find something?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around.
Put fingers in his mouth.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop.
Alright, let's look.
A vision of black and dark red death. pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
Alright, gotta say fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kuno nods, too. He takes a step closer. A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
Yikes.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. The funk soul brother at the back of his head has gone dark forever.
Yep.
Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres.
There's a cavity cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him.
Wriggling.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Ice cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
Oh.
The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush.
Feel a solid object right under the skull.
Can you get to it?
Let's inspect the skull.
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
Alright, let's try to get the bullet out. Whew.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. Feels sharp, like metal. You press your teeth together. Your jaw is clenched. All you need to do is just... The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
Wow, so our murder victim was actually shot before he was hanged, right? And it sounds like he was shot in the mouth. Wow.
Fucking beautiful.
A bullet.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Can I have it?
Of course. You deserve it. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth.
Good thing that we left room on the autopsy report for this 4th injury.
High velocity, temporary cavity in brain tissue, small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Alright, so it sounds like, from the way he's describing this, it sounds like someone put a gun in the mouth of this person or shot them through the mouth, and then the bullet has a small exit wound towards the back of the head. Okay. How does that sound? Sounds about right.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Goddamn right.
And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
The ligament mark, the fractured hyoid bone, it was all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Dead dabba-doop doop.
Deadity dead. I have had my doubts for a while now, since I saw there were no signs of struggle on his hands, and no claw marks on his neck.
Yeah.
There have been other signs too, small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
Who would do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Why would anyone do this?
To hide something. The real killer, the real motivation, what really happened here.
I need to wash myself.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Maybe the bullet holds more answers?
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
Alright, what happens next?
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
You'll be gone? What should I do in the meanwhile?
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
Alright, well, we do potentially want to steal these boots, so let's not let him take it away quite yet. But let's look at these interactable options here. Right, I guess we should save first. And then interact. So let's go ahead and see what this does.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found.
Alright. What do I do with you, Bullet?
What?
I said, what do I do with you, Bullet?
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say find the weapon that shot me.
Good idea.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
Feel it through the bag.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag.
Look at it closer.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the core?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
It's a jacketed bullet close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinaise.
We were right. This came from a serious weapon.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Okay. Let's Yeah, we did find that antique rifle earlier. I wonder if somebody used the antique rifle to shoot this bullet. 92% chance. Let's do it.
You can't remember what happened.
How? How did we fail that? All right. Gotta go back. Dang. Good thing we saved. Just goes to show you, even with a 92% chance, you can still fail. You can still
The
fail.
bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found.
All right, we'll skip through all of this.
What? Well, if we find who owns it in conclusion, the more...
The squashed bullet, the jacket of the bullet, you can just about... It's quite
What can you say about the bullet? So, a jacketed bullet.
We were right.
Even the RCM uses ordinary and jacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer.
All right.
Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Crossing my fingers. Come on.
A rifle, revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
Make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
Is anyone still making these rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses Belmargrave rifles these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
I think I know where this came from.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Belmargrave rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinaise, or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
Why not?
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen.
Okay.
Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Makes you consider every shot. I like it.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload.
Yeah,
After
imagine.
the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier. But back to the investigation.
All right. Seems we're looking for an antiques enthusiast. Could the victim have been mixed up with some foreign guerrilla fighters? Have well-armed jamrock bangers started crossing over into Martinaise? Yes, something mysterious is afoot with this antique bullet type.
Mysterious? Okay. Either way, we'll know when we find the gun.
Yeah. Let's put the bullet away for now. Oh, can we interact with this?
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Actually, quite a lot to read into here, actually. Got all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
Mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. I'm going to push this into the face of every merchant I find and tell them, this is your inane ideology. The mug will be useful. By denouncing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling. That is fraud and embezzlement. The mug didn't belong in the trash. It was just a funny mug. Can't anyone laugh anymore? Well, that's obviously not the right answer. All right. Well, this is prejudice.
But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work. Just finish your case, detective.
Okay. Oh, we've got all these things that we could interact with that we haven't interacted with. Let's look at this instant photo of the tattoos.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky, but something's not right.
The meaning of this tattoo.
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance.
Guess we'll have to come back to this one. Anything else that we have? A map of Martinaise.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinaise, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Let's trace a path through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinaise North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
We got the note from the fridge. Oh, yeah, that's right. We do need to go back and get the core out of the ice cream fridge. I guess the corpse is just gonna stay there for the time being. Let's go back into this, this building here. Ooh, there were rats. Can we open it?
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
An electric freezer that's frozen shut. Let's try to open the lid.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here.
Oh, okay.
This is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Alright, so let's go ahead and put the pry bar in our hand. Guess we can swap out our cigarettes here. Oh. For the pry bar. But first...
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Let's unplug the black cable.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
Because it's black, the color of immeasurable cosmos.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Alright. Are we going to be able to open this now?
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
This pry bar is not strong enough. Well, maybe we're going to have to come back to this after it's been unplugged for a while, right? We did unplug it, so perhaps we have started the defrosting process. Okay, so what's on the docket? What do we need to do here? ask Kim to tell me about the case. Go to the harbor gates and ask the guy about the armor. Tracking down our badge. Reading our ledger. Yeah, let's look at our inventory here. And interact with our damaged ledger.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard.
Gross.
It's a metaphor for you.
Let's look at it.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Maybe it's kitchen tissue?
If you want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue. It's not though. It's toilet paper.
Alright, let's take it off.
Still wet, the toilet paper, kitchen tissue, peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila, the ledger now looks marginally better.
Alright, let's look at the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances.
Hey, Lieutenant, what is this?
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property.
Interesting. What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Your kill count. Yours will surely have your kill count.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Like, for example...
All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
Oh, okay.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
That's all, thank you.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
What are the white papers?
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands.
Wow.
They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What is in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. What do you mean? Is that all?
There's mention of a naming convention here?
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
Ooh, the unsolvable case.
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the Ukar Parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. You like this grimy murdering, don't you?
Well, I am a homicide detective.
Wish there was one in there about a drug then. You love those. Gets the blood pumping. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
That's it?
The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous volume. In short, there was more. Judging by the creases on your forehead and the lines on your cheeks, too much more. Going back years, decades even.
And my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, I mean a non-numeric one with titles.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
Ah, there's a famous subject of psychological research that had a similar injury, right? A railroad spike driven through his head, creating massive trauma, and the guy lived, was the thing. But apparently Kim's, well, he wasn't a murder victim because it was a workplace accident, but Kim's case, the fella died, huh? All right. I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Commit to paper.
The ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. It will do, barely. But
Kim, do you have a pen?
the lieutenant looks at his blue notebook. 2 fat, shiny pens hang from the binder, like large caliber bullets on an ammo belt.
Of course, he showed up prepared.
He is not really saying anything, just standing there.
Can I-
looking at them.
Can I have one?
Know that I give this to you with resentment.
With this beauty, commit to paper.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the blue oblong pen in a brash freehand uncannily similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity.
Oh.
Inspect the victim's body. Get the body down. Interview the cafeteria manager. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. And a fuck you to you too. That last one cuts a slash right through the paper. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good.
Ooh.
Feels like completion.
Taking care of business.
Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
Wow, these are all really good ideas. I'm gonna have to open this to a poll. The Hanged Man. The Furies are at home in the mirror. The Setting Sun. Shit on a Stick. Or, actually, I don't have one. I could just say, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with, how about The Hanged Man?
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name.
Mm-hmm.
We have a very good name for the case now.
Good.
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. it's good we sorted this out.
Hey, we got a skill point too. All right, I'm done inspecting these.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Okay, so we have something requiring more logic. Let's go ahead and put this skill point into logic. Give us ourselves a better chance of being successful here. We have even odds. Let's go ahead and save real quick. Do a quick save. And give that a shot.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Alright, let's try to read the case files.
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the next world mural.
Hey, Panda! Good to see you! Happy Monday! How are you? It's really good to see ya! Yeah! I hope you're having an amazing day so far. Alright, let's see. How long does it take to read a case?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
Wow. Okay, I can revisit this. A half hour per case, huh?
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Alright, what else? Should we read the yellow papers? Yeah, I'm waving at you. See, I even have nail polish on this side. Isn't that cool? I'm doing awesome. Yeah, I'm having a really good day. I've been playing this game. I'm having a lot of fun. Though this is a very dark and disturbing game. But I'm enjoying it. So, it's really good to see you. How are you doing today? You gonna stream today?
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out.
That'd be a good look for you, painting your nails. That's a bold look. Yeah, oh, you're gonna be streaming? That's cool. What time does your stream start?
Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
Oh, I appreciate you stopping by to support me. You're so kind. When are you gonna go live?
Three. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
Alright, let's look at field autopsy.
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form, waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
And talk about my stream. Well, I just want to know because, you know, I'm gonna need to raid somebody when this is all over. Are you gonna be live by the time I finish up today?
Color of the irises, predation marks, condition of sexual organs.
Hey, sounds good. Aw, yeah, I gotta show love. Gotta show love. Well, you're so kind and you always are nice to me, and you're very supportive of me. So I'm just learning how to do a lot of these things. So I'm getting used to having rating someone at the end be part of my routine. All right, enough of these.
The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copy of paper.
Ooh, well, let's put this away for now. Let's keep poking around. Guess we should talk to guards. And we should go to Freet and see if we can cash that comically large check, right? We're probably going to have to talk to the girl. Let's see if Gart has anything to say first.
Can I help you?
Saw another thing at the Whirling.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Ooh, I saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go into the kitchen?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
Maybe I am a cook.
You're not. You're a menace. Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the real cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
Ooh, so the phone line's dead here?
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
Oh. Is it true there was foul play?
Who told you that?
Would never disclose my sources, that would be dishonorable.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of arseholes around here who aren't murderers. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill.
Alright.
Yes?
Get out of here. You told me everything I wanted to know. Is there anything new back here? Something on a cutting board. Tomatoes. Sliced so thinly you can see through them. Wow, that's pretty thin. Alright. So these union folks are now available for us to have a conversation. Let's go ahead and talk to... How about this gal first?
Let me handle this.
You seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
Hi, Spilled Wine. It's so nice to see you. How are you today? Happy Monday. What's up? I don't know if you've noticed, but I have a few little updates to my model. I got these headphones going, and I changed my clothes a little bit here. Oh, and I painted my nails. You like that? How's your day going? The nails are the best part. Thanks, Panda. I appreciate it. You're not a gardener.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
Yeah, I have all these little updates, and yeah, I updated a few of the graphics for the stream too, like the little channel points thing and the sub badges and the bit badges and all of this. So just a few little things. I have some emotes that I've hired an artist to make for me, so hopefully those will be done by the next time I stream. So a few little updates here and there. All right. Enough. Let's talk seriously.
Not a muscle moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours, stern and perceptive.
Yes, I just hit affiliate. That's right. Yeah, I think this is only my second stream since hitting affiliate. It's very recent news. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your support. Yeah, Panda, I just hit affiliate. I just did that, I guess 3 or 4 days ago. So yeah, well, I'm trying to become a popular streamer just like you, Panda. Oh, thank you so much. That's right, hype. Oh, oh, I love all the emotes. Yeah. Oh, there's closer. There's Closer's emote. Yeah, I was watching him the other day. I think you raided his channel at the end of one of your streams. He does beatboxing, right? You're bigger than I am, that's for sure. I think that's such a cool skill to have, beatboxing. Yeah, affiliate squad, let's go. Yeah, I think he's very chill. Yeah, you know a lot of cool people. Oh, you're gonna meet him at TwitchCon. TwitchCon should be fun, huh?
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him.
Yeah, at TwitchCon, didn't they sell out? I don't even know if you can get tickets for that anymore, right? But those cons in San Diego, they're so popular. You have to really be on top of getting passes or you're not going to get in. But of course, if you go down to San Diego while stuff is going on, it really doesn't matter if you go into the actual con or not, is my understanding. They'll probably have some more tickets the day of. Yeah. Happens in October. Yeah, there's still plenty of time, so they may release badges in waves or something. That makes sense. This should be really neat. Going out to the public sometime this month? Very cool. Spilled wine, it's a little too far for you to travel, huh? Well, someday. San Diego is beautiful, too. It's gorgeous weather.
That's Titus. Talk to him, but know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming, nothing official. The District of Martinaise does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
You're Canadian, so it's a little far. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I thought I heard a little bit of a Quebecois accent, maybe, or there was just a tinge of French. But maybe I was just hearing things. Have I been there before? Yeah, absolutely I have, Panda. I actually grew up in SoCal, and I used to go surfing in San Diego all the time when I was a teenager. I really just love it. Oh, you speak French when people ask you. Well, I have taken many years of French lessons. I can read in French fairly well. I don't know that I would call myself fluent exactly because I don't have many French speakers around me, so I don't get to practice that much. But I do read often in French for work. There's a lot of very good philosophy and research that's conducted in French, so it helps if you can read it yourself. Yeah, I've actually been expanding trying to learn Spanish for the same reason. I can read research that's done by my colleagues in Latin America and Spain and other Spanish-speaking countries. French isn't all that easy. Yeah, I think it's a lot easier to learn than English, isn't it? Yeah, Panda, I've been doing Duolingo for a few years. I have a date with Duo every night, practicing my Spanish. Yeah, Spanish is another romantic language, so it's sort of formatted similarly to French. It's been a little easier to learn because of that. Yeah. Well, growing up in SoCal, you always end up picking up a little bit of Spanish anyway, but nothing helpful. Not really in a formal sense to have a conversation. More things like bad words that you should say to people. Things like that. Duolingo's OP? Yeah, it is OP. Yeah, I practice every night. I have a streak that's more than 1,000 days long. I think I'm at somewhere at like 1,080 or something around that. So, yeah, I take time every night just to practice a little bit. And that's really what's supposed to be best for you to learn languages. Yeah, it's a romantic language in that it's similar to the languages spoken in Rome, that is to say Italian, right? Italian's another romantic language. It's formatted in the same way, where you put the verbs and the nouns and all that stuff. So if you know one language, it makes it a little easier to learn the others.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
Mm-hmm.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
Spilled wine, you say English was very simple for you to learn? Well, you must have learned it natively, is my guess. Is it your first language? Or is French your first language?
Could this be the Miss Beaufort that Easy Leo mentioned? The one Mr. Everard sent to law school?
What's your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
Mm-hmm. Are you Lizzie, Elizabeth, Miss Beaufort?
I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you are actually here. Titus Hardy.
Tall man by the table. I guess this guy here. French is your first language, but you started English classes when you were 6 years old. Ah, wow. Yeah, it's my understanding that is somewhat common in other countries to learn English alongside your native language as you're going to school, right? And that in Europe and in many places, really, that when you graduate from high school, you're supposed to be proficient in 2 or 3 or maybe more languages, huh? That's so cool. Oh, I think that's really neat. Yeah, we didn't get the opportunity to study a foreign language until, gosh, I think I was in middle school when we were allowed to start signing up for French classes. And I think that's pretty unusual. Most folks, they take a foreign language in high school. And I think that in this state, you're required to take a foreign language for a couple of years to graduate. So, all right, Panda, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. I'll see you later, okay? Have fun. Good luck in your matches. You playing Apex today? Are you going to play League? See. All right. League of Legends. All right. Well, good luck. Have fun. And I'll check in on you later, okay? Take care. Oh, you think it's very useful to learn languages because you like to travel. Oh, wonderful. Do you make good use of your passport or do you travel a lot within Canada?
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes, in the way she stands, in her face.
You like my waving hands, Panda? Check this out. I can do like a heart. I don't know that the camera really understands what I'm trying to do. Passport, you'd love to travel internationally more. Oh, yeah, international travel is wonderful. You know, that's something that not enough Americans do. There are a lot of folks that they never travel outside of the country. It is a big country, I'll give you that. But most folks, they never travel outside the country at all. And what a shame. I've only been to Canada and Mexico myself, but I would love to travel the world someday. Where have you traveled, Spillwine?
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these men.
It is so nice to discover and live amongst other people, isn't it? You can learn so much about the world. My goodness. Yeah, I've been to Vancouver, and I went to that national park they have there with the suspension bridges. I forget what it's called, but I just remember how beautiful it was. All the trees, and it was just so. I can just smell the fragrant air, and I love it. Oh, you've been to Costa Rica and Spain and the United States and then Spain again. You'd love to go to Greece, Italy, and Japan. Oh, wow. There's so much to see out there in the world, isn't there? You've never been to Vancouver yet, huh? Yeah, British Columbia is beautiful from what I've seen, which is admittedly not very much, but I did like what I saw. And I've been to Mexico a number of times. It's very common to go over the border when you live in Southern California, so I've been a number of times. Oh, you've been to Cuba. Oh, wow. Yeah, Cuba's on my list of places to go. What'd you think? Did you enjoy it?
What you want is of no significance, officer.
You gonna
Don't test
do
your
to me?
authority.
Mm.
In Martinaise, you are no one.
Oh.
What are we going to do to you? The union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
That's right.
Uh-huh. Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
Fair enough. It's pretty. You mostly went to the beach. Love scuba diving and seeing the fauna. Ah, wonderful. Yeah, it's supposed to be absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. So here's kind of a fun little trivia fact about me. So I have a dog, and his breed is Havanese. They're the breed that is native to the island of Cuba. And he's a little fellow. He's only about maybe 15 pounds. He's a little on the chunky side. I give him too many treats. And they have very long, soft hair. So they're like a living teddy bear. I don't know if you saw any while you were in Cuba. Yeah, the Havanese. They're very friendly. But he's very clingy. He's emotionally needy. So he has to be right next to me all day. I call him my teaching assistant. Clear blue water and plenty of fish. Oh, that would be wonderful, I bet, for scuba diving and maybe for snorkeling if it's clear enough. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, there's so much beauty to the world, and especially in the ocean. Oh, the sea has so many treasures. All right, why are you so aggressive, lady?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Yeah.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob. enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Wow. Well, we've got a lot of choices here, don't we? So just for funsies, I'm going to go ahead and open this up for a poll and see what you guys think. So there's an add-on that's a sort of a Twitch integration thing for this game. And if you happen to be watching this stream on a desktop, you should be able to vote for the answers when I open a poll. But I have the feeling most people are watching me on a mobile device. So haven't had a lot of folks chime in quite yet. All right, let's see. The world needs a financial buffer zone. No need to get emotional. No, the privatization is not unlawful. It's cool and funny. Maybe you're just not historic individuals. Ooh, I don't care for that answer very much. Oh, you're on a laptop, spilled wine. Ah, well, I don't know if you can see the icons that are all the way on the right-hand side here. There's like a person's head with an infinity symbol and chat box here. But I believe there's some kind of function that you can click on there. Maybe the person's head should bring up our character sheet and some of these things. I'm not sure if it's working on your end, but I know that someone told me earlier that they were able to click on some of that and that it was kind of neat. So, okay, I don't know where you heard that, but it's wrong. The RCM is principled and strong, unlike you socialists. I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans? Yeah, okay, let's go in with the union.
Look, a comedian. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinaise.
All right, well, I should talk to Titus then. You have the icons. You're trying to figure it out. Yeah, I think it's something that you can click on. Ooh, and I clicked on something here by accident. I think what this does is that when I get a skill point, I think you guys can vote on how I spend it on the character sheet. But I don't have any skill points right now. So I don't have anything for you to spend quite yet. I'll just have to complete more of these missions to enable that, right? All right, let's talk to this fellow Titus.
This is where you say your bit.
Ooh, tough guy.
Detective.
All right. Let's not say anything yet.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Oh, wonderful, it's working. Oh, great. I can't wait until we get a skill point. All right, let's get some information from this fella.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We're looking for Titus Hardy.
We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
Man, haters gonna hate.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
Everyone's a critic.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
Well, that's why I became a cop.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Okay.
Questions? To hell with that. Get right up in the big dick's face. Physical confrontation.
Oh, that's true. We are a tough guy. So we could get all up in this man's grill. Let's scan the room first.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy Boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy.
The Hardy Boys.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Yeah.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture.
Picture of what?
Of the actors here. You could take another look at the tracks in the mud on the crime scene. Compare it to these guys.
Okay, all right. So we've noticed something here, and there are a lot of footprints outside, so maybe we can go back and get more details from the crime scene. All right, let's see. The man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
I've spoken to the dead man in a bizarre occult vision.
That is fucking bizarre. A magic man. A goddamn magician.
That's me.
The lieutenant waits for your reply, patiently. His foot taps only a little.
He said love did him in.
Well, fortune teller. You might be onto something. They don't just end up in trees for nothing.
Ooh, that's ominous.
We had something else, besides the occult vision.
Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yes, why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we worked. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
That sounds like a confession.
As he speaks, his fists contract, going through the pulling motion again, savoring it.
Whoa.
We did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
That's it. The game's over. We got the perpetrator. Can you imagine? All right. Well, let's just squint our eyes. There's a catch.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
Murdered him just like that. No remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
Here. The angle of this hand camera a little better. It keeps making my hand come up and do weird things. Hopefully I fixed it. All right. Let's see. Yes, but these were all bad people, criminals, scum of the earth. Look, I'm just doing my job. What we do is different. We enforce the law. You just kill people like it's nothing. Honestly, I drink so much I can't really remember anyone I've sent behind bars. Yeah.
Doesn't remember them. He just forgets. Are you hearing this, Titus?
Well, it's the truth.
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
Called the shots that night.
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
Ooh, I could ignore her and say, no, but seriously, who calls the shots around here? Or I could talk to her and say, I don't have to. One of them was more complicit than the others. Let's rile her up a little bit here.
Who do you fucking think does?
Thought she did. Biggest animal dominates the herd. Gangs are usually run by the oldest, most venerable member. Everard Clare runs the union. You answer to him, right? Well, I thought she did. But I don't know.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys.
Okay.
Ain't that right, fellas?
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yeah, I think Elizabeth still tells you what to do.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
Alright, well then, when did this hanging incident occur?
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
Right, as you do. So how long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you're striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
How did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper?
Well, it's obvious that he's lying, right? Because we know that our victim was shot and then hung by his neck post-mortem, right?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
No, they didn't teach me anything at cop school.
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
The lieutenant goes in for the leg sweep. Titus does not see it coming.
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, Capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
He's lying, but why?
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clapped him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
That's right, lawman. And then we hanged the fuck.
Oh. What'd you use to knock the victim out?
My fucking elbow, Copper. Samaran boxing style.
Where did all this action take place?
Right fucking here. The fucker started coming to our bar, asking for it.
Okay. Well, we only get one shot at this, so I guess we're gonna have to reload if we don't manage to make this. I'm crossing my fingers for good luck. Is it gonna show? There we go. Alright, here we go.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
Victory. Alright. Tell me who's solid.
Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police.
Okay.
This little rat-faced fellow is solid too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there. Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there. Tomato juice? Just tomato juice? A non-alcoholic tomato juice? What's the point of that?
Yeah. Who's cracking under the pressure? Fat Angus. That's Sweating profusely and difficulty breathing. They kept him out of the conversation. Definitely the weakest link in the chain.
A single sentence would wear him out. He can't take the length of the questioning. Keep it going long enough, and he'll crack.
Hey, you! You having trouble breathing over there?
No. Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Hey, there's no need to be mean to your friend.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
Alright, there's something you're not telling me.
And fuck you, too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know...
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Rizo, I see you found the sound effects. I told you I'd update it for you.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Hi, Rizo. It's so good to see ya. Happy Monday. How's your week going so far? I have other questions. Let's keep... What if we keep asking him questions? Is something different gonna happen?
No. Of course he's having trouble breathing.
Fuck off, Shank.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
Maybe we'll have to talk to him directly. Right, I've got other questions.
Like what, Copper?
Your week's going so bad. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear it. Oh, thank you so much for the good vibes sticker, Virtue. Spreading the good vibes out there. That's right. Well, whatever's going on, I hope it resolves itself. Things can only get better, right? I'm sending good vibes your way, okay? Have a meeting with the company owner tomorrow. You're stressing. Oh, everything's gonna work out. Everything's gonna work out. Why did you kill him?
Why?
Oh.
'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum.
Mm-hmm.
And he stepped out alive in my town.
Mm-hmm. He was a mercenary, that's it.
And he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike.
Hmm.
The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him.
Yes.
Oranese Special Forces.
Yikes. Strikebreakers. Just like in real life.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Yeah. How do you even know he was in Special Forces?
'Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Martinaise, goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all.
Wow, okay.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Martinaise paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
Oh, you wish the meeting was for something good, but wish you luck not to get fired. Hey, well, you seem to be taking care of business at all times. So if someone's coming to fire you, it's their loss, not yours. You seem like you're a very good and hard worker. So that would be their loss. You here to solve some riddles and solve crime? We're doing it. We're doing it. There's all kinds of mystery afoot here. People are lying to us like crazy, too. Yeah, anytime. Hey, I also have some new sub badges and bit badges and stuff like that. So if you poke around a little bit, you might find some surprises here. Yeah. All right.
We couldn't believe it either. But he fucking did. Right there. like some kind of animal.
Right, but what what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women,
Mm.
raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
It sounded like he got what was coming to him if he got murdered.
There's a slight unease in him suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
Oh.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates,
Mhm.
if we don't let the scabs in,
Mhm.
if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt?
Wow.
Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
The language from this guy. Well, maybe he got what was coming to him when he got murdered. All right. Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted, raped, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what, Virtue? This game pulls no punches. That's for sure.
Yeah, me and Eugene got around. Aren't you fucking listening?
Right, but who did he rape then? This is a very serious allegation.
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinaise matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Martinaise matter, huh?
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
Okay, all right. How does the bullet in his head factor into this?
Huh?
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination.
Feel like we're not getting the full story here, and I wish I knew who the woman was that they're talking about. All right. Why don't I just arrest you?
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
Not in the arresting mood?
Oh.
A fearful readiness, like an electrical charge, raises hairs in the room.
Oh, you want to fight?
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. While the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve, there's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts. Their eyes are light.
Oh, we're gonna get stabbed to death here. Easy now, let's just talk.
Wise move. You made the right choice there. Now make another one and get the fuck out of our booth. We're not gonna do this again.
Alright, so what are we gonna do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinaise, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us, real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Alright. So we can go out and look at the footprints again. Ask more about the hanging. Ask about the bullet. Try and fail to assert authority here. My stats are so low. That is very unlikely to be successful. So let's go ahead and leave for now. I'm wondering if the girl they're talking about was the first person that we encountered when we started the game, right? There was Miss Orange Disco Dancer, right? That was upstairs smoking a cigarette outside of our room when we started the game. Oh, the window is something we can look at, too.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
So there's something to see here, but it's not time yet, apparently. Squint a little bit.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
All right, well, we'll come back and see if it's time later. Okay, let's go back out to the scene of the crime and look at those footprints again. Let's see here.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
All right, well, we have pretty good chance to be successful here. Let's go ahead and save real fast.
There are several
And give it a
footprints in
shot.
the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Cool calculus. I wonder if we have any gear that would help too.
8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
No need.
Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right. The Hardy Boys in the mess hall of Whirling in Rags.
Okay, let's go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick. Titus Hardy. The one with the ball cap on his head.
Interesting.
Is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene is easy. Maybe even too easy.
Keep counting.
2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print.
What else?
5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot, but number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky.
Should have gotten this earlier.
Better late than never, detective. The whole world is dark and the tracks burn in it with strange beauty. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something? 8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardy Boy.
Interesting.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here.
8, actually.
That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary?
All right, light step. Number 41 shoe.
I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy Boy. The one with his front teeth missing.
Mean the rat-faced one?
Yes, well, he did look a bit like a rat. You're right. Do you think those prints belong to him?
Number 41, huh? One, 22, 23, 45, 40, 41. Janky, yeah. We do, yes.
I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
Okay, a heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint.
200? This could be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat hardy boy, the one sitting in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
You're right, the fat guy from the booth was carrying the victim.
Probably yes. This would also fit with the victim being dead from a previous gunshot wound. They had to carry him, because he could no longer walk. Is there anything else that's noteworthy here?
An aberration. One soul is smoother than the other.
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy boy. Wonder who he is.
Ah, you're going to bed now? Oh, well, I hope that you have a good night. Sweet dreams. Take care of yourself. I really appreciate you stopping by and supporting the stream, Spilled Wine. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you again next time, okay? Take care of yourself. Have a good night. Do you have any ideas, Lieutenant?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
So one of the people we're looking for is a drummer.
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yes, prudent.
Mm-hmm.
How old do you think these tracks are?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
But we know the victim had a bullet in his head. A more precise way to put it is, it was made to look like a lynching.
We've been purposefully misled?
By these tracks? Yes.
Alright, we've been through all of it. Very suspicious. Is there anything else we can do with the tracks?
What do you see?
Not at this point. Okay. Alright, well, let's look at the journal. We still need Kim to brief us, I guess. So let's go ahead and have him brief us.
Yes?
Tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
Would you say this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Okay. I was thinking something otherworldly might be involved, you know? Something supernatural? How about white male in his 40s, what more do you need? Personally, I think labor disputes are very mysterious. Okay, so the case probably isn't mysterious, but could it be sexy? Ooh, it might be. No. Let's say maybe it's supernatural.
I can assure nothing like that will happen. Do you know why not?
Are you sure? I think something is already happening.
No, something isn't happening, because it's not part of reality.
The gesture resembles an orchestra conductor bringing the choir to a full stop.
The whole thing, like...
There's something the lieutenant isn't seeing.
Ah.
The universe is too irrational, too morally complex.
Mm-hmm.
You should convince him.
Yeah, that's true. All right. We're from different precincts. Why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
You know what I'm in on, retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop-off?
It's just stupidity.
What kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinaise is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Ah, so this is a struggle over who runs Martinaise.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinaise than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
So you volunteered to spoil it. What's so special about Martinaise? I wonder what this says about me, that I was sent by my station. All right, so you volunteered to spoil it.
Yes. I'm an unrepentant spoilsport.
What's special about Martinaise?
Martinaise? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
A tremble comes over you. Another after effect of ethanol poisoning, perhaps. Feels like leaves do when they rustle in the breeze, somewhere far away, below the turbine. The 41st and the 57th. The lieutenant was right. It's not about who gets what's north. It's about who doesn't.
I wonder what this says about me, that I was sent by my station. All right. I was sent to teach you a lesson in style. There can only be one conclusion. I am the finest, a case-solving machine sent to outperform you in every way imaginable. I must be an augury, an apocalyptic omen sent by my people. Can you guess my message? Don't be scared, but I think I might have supernatural abilities. I probably have an unbelievable kill count. I believe why I was sent unspecified. Gosh, these are all excellent answers. I'm going to have to go ahead and open this up to a poll. Maybe someone has an opinion about this. These are all really good answers, though. I am pretty stylish, so I might be teaching a lesson in style. On the other hand, there is an apocalypse. All right. I must be an augury, an apocalyptic omen sent by my people. Can you guess my message?
No.
There will be a bloodletting of unimaginable proportions. Unimaginable.
Oh no, it's very imaginable. We fail to place responsibility for the hanging. The harbor companies see the situation is out of control, so they bring in private military, maybe a gunship. The Union responds in strength. Automatic fire. Local law enforcement solving one little homicide decides nothing. Not solving it can have real and calculable effects. Things can always get worse. Matter of fact, augury, we should move.
All right, enough the competition then. Tell me about something else.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got a lot of really good options. Our logic could be better for making this roll, and our inland empire could be a lot better for this roll. So let's go ahead and get out of this dialogue for now. Let's see here, for our logic, do we have anything that would help us? Logic? No. Oh, here we go. Anything else? Okay. So let's see if this is gonna do enough to help us.
Yes.
Right, we got even odds. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. Why did the 41st send me?
Because you're the best qualified.
Mm.
No, that doesn't seem right.
No, that can't be it. I doubt very much it's because I'm the best. I don't think they sent the best. I think it's probably the opposite of that.
Yes.
Well, let's try again.
Because you're the best qualified.
No. Okay, all right. Well, maybe third time's the charm then. Because I just gotta know. I just gotta know why they sent me.
Yes.
Because you're the best qualified.
No, what I meant to say was fourth time's the charm. That's the saying, right? Fourth time is the charm? Come on, just tell me what I need to know.
Because you're the best.
Okay, fifth time's the charm. And if it's not, we're moving on and coming back to this. Come on, tell me. Just tell me what I want to know, game.
Because you're the best qualified.
Oh, man, denied.
No, that doesn't seem.
All right, well, we'll just have to come back to this idea later. You know, I'm remembering that we're able to look at something special on our clipboard in the headlights of his whip, right? So let's get over to this vehicle. All right.
Inside, you see a set of steering.
We had a
levers,
thought
radio
before we went
microphone,
in.
A pull-out toolbox and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
All right, I want to interact with that thought first. I'm curious what that is.
In the morning light, the white on blue police livery on the motor carriage cannot but catch your eye.
Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to?
Do something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Kanema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Someone has waxed it recently.
That machine really puts the loco back in locomotion. Very cool. Don't like your machine, looks impractical. Motor carriage, one of many. Doesn't interest me. Let's say it puts the loco back in locomotion.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look?
What's it packing there?
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
That's what? A 7-liter V12?
7.2. Supercharged.
Fine machine.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down.
You need to slam it, Kim. Make it more imposing.
Sorry, I'm not following you.
Lingo it up.
Drop the ride, 200 mil, get the camber to frosty minuses.
No, that's porno tuning.
Use bigger words.
It needs a massive aero kit and gargantuan roof mounted. Wait a minute, what about the spinners then, huh?
Those spinners were elegant, sleek, radiant even. What you're suggesting is porno.
Right. Well, of course, spinners are elegant. They're not gauche at all, okay? Needs a massive aero kit and a gargantuan roof mounted.
Porno. That's short for pornography.
So what's wrong with pornography?
That's a negative on the porno. Thank you, though.
Okay, let's move. All right. Let's open this up
Inside,
here.
You see a set of steering levers a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Let's turn on the headlights.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canadian comes to life with a whiny growl.
Wow.
Like a leopard waking from its sleep, yawning and roaring at the same time. That sound, you feel the wind in your hair as if you're already driving. But where?
Ooh. Yes, where?
Down a narrow street, lined with shabby wooden houses, the 881 motor tract, coiling like a serpent high above. Children play under the viaduct, eyes turn to watch you as you pass.
What's ahead?
The Valley of Dogs, and before it, a familiar dome, like a ladybug without the colors. The building has a designated parking place for your carriage. This is Precinct 41, as close as you have to home now. It's far away. The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
All right, let's go stand in front of the vehicle.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
Oh.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Look at the shimmering street grid.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Let's look around us.
A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry. In the middle of a broken plaza, in a cone of light, barely visible in the daytime, two men, one slim, the other sturdy. They are on the city stage, but only one of them knows his lines.
Ah, Martinaise.
Where are we on this?
Let me see. Right here.
I'm sure I've seen worse.
Oh, yes. Coal City. Le Royaume. The burnt-out quarter.
All of them worse than here.
Look at the perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Let's tally up the different rows.
The first row has 18 dots.
Not bad.
Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means yet.
Okay, what about the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
All right, what about the last row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
Okay.
As you look at them, you feel your index finger reflexively contract 3 times.
Oh. Yeah, okay. All right, I have the feeling that I know what those 3 are for. Seems like something I've done before.
And something you'll do again before this is all over.
Hey Kim, what do all these holes mean?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
It's my KDA, right?
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
Gosh, okay.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Before? I was a hobo and lived under a boat. Got drunk like a megastar. I walked the land telling whores and liars of the end to come. There are 9,855 days remaining. Alright, I'm gonna go with the hobo under a boat.
You know, DrCM is a volunteers organization. We would have no qualms with vagrants joining our ranks were they qualified. But let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see, wow, more than 200.
Is that a lot?
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
See, Kim? I told you I was a superstar cop.
Call it what you want. You are a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row.
You know the answer already. The tingle in your index finger gave it away.
Those are my confirmed kills. 3 of them.
That's right. How did you know?
Because I felt a twitch in my index finger.
Ah, right. Sometimes the brain's able to preserve certain responses even when conscious memory has been, let's say, misplaced. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
Ah, so having only killed 3 people, given where I normally work, is actually pretty tame, huh?
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Well, that's good.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
How do you handle the strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others. Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like tip-top racing?
Par exemple.
Maybe I should find a hobby.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
Maybe I should pour one out for the boys, the fallen.
If you want to pour out the booze you've been carrying around on duty, I'm certainly not going to stop you.
Alright, let's pour one out for the homies.
A dark pool of cheap wine appears at your feet. It shimmers in the lights of the Kanema. Honorably done. You have given up some of your own blood for theirs.
Wow. The gloaming comes for all, but it came first for you.
Very noble of you. Are we done here?
You ever killed anyone, Kim?
Yes.
He's not going to elaborate. Okay. Alright, good talk.
The lieutenant nods.
Okay, let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
Alright, not bad. So, we've made some really good progress today, I think. Go ahead and save our game. Because I see that it is just barely past 9 o'clock, which is when I had planned to stop the stream for the evening. So I guess this is a good time for me to say thank you so much to everyone who turned out to support me today or to view the stream for the first time, perhaps. I really appreciate your support. It's nice to see you. If you enjoyed, I hope that you follow me, and I will be back again on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So thanks so much, and have a great evening. Take care of yourself, all right? Bye now.